Hi, I'm Eric with Simply Elegant Home Cooking. Today I'm going to show you my recipe for shrimp stir fry with a spicy brown sauce and mixed vegetables. This is a special episode today. My mother is in town visiting and she's going to be helping me with the cooking process. Stick around, you don't want to miss it. So we're going to get started by making the stir fry sauce. Now there's a number of different ways to do it. You can use a variety of ingredients. This is really more of a method. I'm going to show you the method that I use, the ingredients that I like best. So I'm going to start with, I have a very small amount of warm water in this dish, and I'm going to start off by adding about a tablespoon of cornstarch. And you want to be sure to add that to lukewarm water and just stir this to mix it up before you add any of the other ingredients. Once that's been mixed, we're going to add in some chicken stock. I'll have all the amounts in the description below. Now I have dark soy sauce and light soy sauce. It's very important to get these exact ingredients at the store. A lot of the more Americanized soy sauces, Kikkoman, they're not going to give you that authentic flavor. So look for these. If you have a really nice grocery store, you can usually find them. If you can't find them there, they can almost always be found in a nice Asian store. So I'm going to add some dark soy sauce. Light soy sauce. Going to add some sriracha to heat. You can use more or less to taste depending on what you like. Some white pepper. You can use black pepper, that works just as well, but this is actually a little bit more authentic. White pepper is used in most Asian cooking authentically. And I'm going to finally add some very finely minced ginger and garlic. So now that we have all of our ingredients, you just want to stir this to incorporate. And when this goes on the heat later in the cooking process, that cornstarch is going to help the sauce really thicken up, and it's going to give us a really nice consistency when we put this dish together. This is my mom, Cheryl. She's visiting from Columbus, Ohio. And she's going to be explaining some of the prep that we've done ahead of time. Very important when you stir fry to have your ingredients ready.
Here is our selection of fresh vegetables for today's stir fry. We have chosen ones that we like in stir fry and that were readily available at our local market. So we have scallions, broccoli, chunks of red, green, and orange bell pepper, drained bamboo shoots that have been rinsed and soaked in cold water, sliced mushrooms, snow peas, celery, and we have sliced carrots. The carrots have been thinly sliced on a diagonal, which helps them cook quickly during the stir-fry process.
And one of my favorite parts when my mom comes to visit, she brings our dog, Kaiser. He's a Standard Schnauzer. He's 10 years old. He actually loves it when we make stir fry because he gets to eat the vegetable scraps. We only give him carrots and celery pieces. You want to make sure that whatever you give your dog is something healthy and something that's not going to upset their stomach. You can use whatever type of protein you like for your stir fry. Today I'm using shrimp. We have removed the shells and the tails and deveined the shrimp first, rinsed them under cold water, and patted them dry. Very important to get the shrimp as dry as you can get them before they hit the hot oil. So now we have everything prepped. It's very, very important to prep everything ahead of time. This dish comes together real quickly and you want to make sure you're not fumbling around. So I like to stir fry on a carbon steel wok. That's really the highest quality that you can get, and they're very inexpensive. I have a spatula to help us turn, and you want to cook on the highest heat you have. My stove has a high output burner, so if you have one, make sure you use it, but if not, you want to make sure that you cook with the highest flame that your kitchen is capable of producing. So I have my burner on the highest heat. We're going to let that heat up for a minute or two, and then we're going to add the oil. So after a couple minutes, the pan should be smoking like this. At this point, we can add oil. I'm using peanut oil, but you can use any type of neutral oil that you like. So I'm going to add that and swirl it around for a moment. And now I'm going to go on first with the shrimp. So you just want to throw your shrimp in and stir them. You want to make sure you don't overcook them. It only takes about a minute or two to have these cooked. And as these cook, you just want to flip them around. You can see we're getting a little color. We just want to cook these until they're not translucent. It's better to cook them slightly less because they're going to go back in at the end. So you just want to make sure you don't overcook the shrimp. Okay, and these are just cooked enough. I'm going to go ahead and take these off the heat. And now we're ready to stir fry our vegetables. Okay, with the burner still going on high, I'm going to add a little bit more oil, and we're going to start with the vegetables. So I'm going to start with my carrots, which have been thinly sliced, and my broccoli. These two take the longest, so we're going to start them first, and then we're going to add the rest as we go. You just want to stir like that as you cook. And after about a minute or so, you can add in your bell peppers. Just a slight bit of oil. And give everything a couple more big stirs. And a few minutes later, we can add in our mushrooms, snow peas, and some celery. And fairly late in the process, we can add in the bamboo shoots. These do not need much time to cook, so you want to wait till pretty close to the end to throw them in. Stir to incorporate. And in just a few more moments, we'll be ready to add our sauce. Okay, everything is almost ready, so at this point, I'm going to stir up my sauce. You want to make sure you stir it real good, and we're going to add some of that in. And I'm going to turn the heat down at this point to about medium. The sauce, you want to make sure you don't scorch it. Going to add in the rest. Give everything a good stir as this comes together. That cornstarch is going to thicken everything up nicely. As that comes together, we're going to add the shrimp back in. Stir in as we go. And you can see the beautiful color of that sauce. And in just a few moments, we'll be ready. This should have gone in with the sauce, but it's no worry. I'm going to add in just a small amount of sugar. And you can add that in when you do your sauce, or at the end. It really will work either way. Stir that to give it just a little bit of sweetness to balance out the rest of those savory flavors. And then just the last finishing touches, I'm going to go in with a very, very small amount of sesame seed oil. Just a very small amount, all you need. A very generous handful of scallions. Actually, I'm going to throw in a second. I'm going to turn this off the heat and give this a final stir, and we will be ready to plate this up. And now to serve this up, I have some jasmine rice that I've cooked in a rice cooker. You can cook it on the stove, works just as well. You just want to go on top. So here's the finished product. I'm going to go in and give it a try. That's better than any takeout in town. Make sure you give this recipe a try. I'm Eric with Simply Elegant Home Cooking. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.